Today, guys, I want to talk about something that people do not talk about much on this journey of spiritual awakening, which is a grieving period before you transition, before you become your higher self. Now, most people talk about a spiritual awakening as if it's one-sided thing, but spiritual awakening, guys, is up and down. It's both pain and pleasure. Come to think about it, this year I have not been as consistent as I was last year. Now, that is because I'm transitioning to another chapter of my life. It does not mean that this transitioning has been easy. In fact, it's one of the hardest things I ever had to do. Today, guys, I want to talk about nostalgia or being nostalgic on this journey of spiritual awakening, and most importantly, why this feeling. Oh, hello, beautiful people of the world. This is Lula, and welcome to Awaken the Ego Within. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you and love you. I'm back with another video, guys, and today I want to talk about nostalgia, or this feeling of being nostalgic on this journey of a spiritual awakening. Now, I'm not sure whether I'm saying this word correctly, but if I'm not mistaken, it means that when you find yourself thinking about the past, all of a sudden, let me tell you something. If you find that you are reminiscing about the people or the past situations, all of a sudden, it means that you're on the verge of transformation. You're on the verge of a breakthrough. You're on the verge of transitioning to the next chapter of your life. This year, guys, I'm in this stage, and there was times where all of a sudden I began thinking about the people that I've known in the past that I don't even associate myself with. I'm thinking, why the hell am I thinking about those people? You know, it's like I'm grieving for these people as if I'm never gonna see them again. You know, it almost feels like a last day of high school or college. Even though you're so excited about going into the real world, it does not mean that, you know, you're not sad about living high school or college. You're even sad about the person you could not stand to be around. You know, and that is because it's a natural process you have to go through when you are letting go of your past on this journey of a spiritual awakening. Now, why this feeling is because, guys, one door is closing and a new door is opening for you. Since a new door is opening for you, then you're no longer going to be the person that you were before. In order for you to go to this new door, it requires for you to be a new person. Now, this person, guys, cannot go through this door carrying the baggage of who they were before, including the people they knew and the habits, the things they used to do. Now, these things are being stripped away from you. Now, you're going through a natural grieving process in order for you to begin the journey, for you to go through this new door, guys. It's like being born again, as they say. Now, a lot of people say, guys, when, especially the religious people, all that requires for you to be born is to accept Jesus Christ and also to be baptized. Well, that's part of it, guys, but you cannot be born again if you still have the same conditioning, if you still have the same habits or the people that used to drag you down around you. Therefore, guys, in spiritual awakening, that is the real being born again. These things will be stripped away from you even if you resist. Now, if you resist, the more the suffering. You know what I mean? So, you're going through this grieving process for you to walk through that new door. Now, I remember a story of this lion that was raised by humans, you know, and now, as this lion was getting bigger and bigger, you know, then he was not able to be with these people. So after some time, the people that raised this lion, they had to release this lion in the wild. Now, about a year later, they went for a reunion, you know, and they saw each other. But then by the time they saw this lion, the lion, you know, has made friends with another lions. He gave him the eye like, thank you for looking after me. But I'm a lion now, and I'm no longer gonna be your friend. Just like that, guys. All the people that you've been with, all the situations that you've been with, you're no longer able to be with them. That's why you're going through this grieving process of nostalgia. Now, why this feeling, guys? Is because you're letting these people go, and most probably, you're never gonna see them again. You might see them again, but you're not able to be with them on the same level as you were before. Now you're a new person, you know. Now, since you're not on the same level, you know, you cannot be with these people. Now you're grieving because you were letting them go. You know what I mean? Now you've had your spiritual awakening. Now you know who you are. You can no longer be blind. And most importantly, you cannot surround yourself with people that do not know who they are. Now you're grieving because you're letting them go. These people are part of your story, your old story, but now your old self is dead, you know, and your new self, guys, requires for you to be around new people that is aligned with who you are now. You know, now, a couple of weeks ago, I called my high school friend, and you know, I spoke to him for a couple of hours. You know, this been happening for the last few years, but I resisted. I said, man, I've known this guy for almost like half my life. You know, I'm not gonna let him go. But then, a couple of weeks ago, when I spoke to him, it just made sense for me to let him go. It's like he's speaking about the things that we used to do like long time ago. He still hasn't changed. And I do not resonate with those things. You know? After that phone call, I understood we're no longer, you know, able to be friends because I've changed so much. Therefore, it's the right thing for me to let him go. Even most of my family, guys, I no longer speak to them because they're not part of who my new self is. They're part of my old story. That is why I was grieving for them. And now, when this grieving period is done, I'm ready to move on to the next chapter of my life. And I'm excited to go through this new phase. But does not mean that it's not sad at times when I think about those people or those situations. Now, guys, when you're going through your spiritual awakening, at times, when you're on the verge of transformation, when you're on the verge of transitioning to the next chapter, you're gonna grieve. You're gonna find yourself thinking about the people you once knew, situations that you once involved with. But understand that that is just a natural process of you letting go so that you can move forward to the next chapter of your life. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you always. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Until your next vid, God bless and take care. Bye bye.